cover K-State athletics. You also cover that other blue blood team in Kansas, the Jayhawks. And even though they're rolling up to number 8 in the country, a number that could even rise in the upcoming AP rankings, it's turning into a little bit of a saga with Darren Peterson and his availability, his lack of durability. We played the soundbite from Bill Self a little earlier in the program where he, for the first time, really came out and said he was disappointed by Peterson kind of removing himself from that Oklahoma State game early in the second half. Are you more concerned about this becoming a bigger problem for KU?
Everyone is, and everyone has very many reasons to, because this is a problem that has not fixed itself. I think people thought, both inside that building and, on the outside looking in, us media heads and, the KU fans, one of the best fan bases in all of sports, people, I think, hoped that the situation would figure itself out, as Peterson just got more mileage on his legs, but it hasn't. And now it's a very legitimate concern with the NCAA tournament being a month away. And the way I interpret Self's comments last night is almost like, we could be nearing an ultimatum where KU tells Darren Peterson, you're either all the way in or all the way out. We need to be able to count on you in the biggest moments. Another thing that Bill Self said last night, and it was part of the soundbite that I'm sure was a soundbite that you guys played, he said that the team is accustomed to playing without him, even though they prefer not to. They're accustomed to it. And that's why KU is in this position where I don't think they need to keep bending the knee to Darren Peterson, because like we saw last night, he dominates the first half, outscores Oklahoma State the first 15 minutes of game time, and then plays 3 more minutes, and KU's performance dropped off. Not at all. This is a KU team that beat Arizona without Darren Peterson. This is a KU team that held on to a win against BYU without Darren Peterson. They've won without him before. They've played well without him before. And so I think KU's in a spot where they can kind of tell him, like, hey, man, March Madness is in a month. You're either all the way in or all the way out, because we're not going to be spectators to this circus when there are bigger fish to fry next month.
And it's so interesting because, right, I think they raised a lot of eyebrows with that win over Arizona, playing kind of a different style of basketball. But that said, you watch them, I mean, to me at least, they're clearly better with him on the floor.
Oh, yeah. By far. I mean, he is truly one of the most talented NBA draft prospects of my lifetime. I compare him to Kyrie Irving or John Wall in terms of talent. I think that with what he brings to the table, his skill set, his style of play, I think, is unique, especially for somebody at his level. But his impact, his pedigree, the sort of day one all-star that he is going to be when he inevitably gets drafted number 1 overall. And, like, that's the other thing, too. Like, all the semantics about, like, he shouldn't go number 1 overall. He's going to go number 1 overall. Somebody will lose their job if they don't pick him number 1 overall, because he's just that talented. He's just that good. And that's why, you look at this final month of the season, 6 weeks of the season, KU hopes it'll be that long, that's about to play out ahead of us. And you hope he's going to be a part of it for 2 reasons. One, because, like you said, they're just a better team when he's on the court.